Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish and welcome to episode 28 of our Factorio series on building an expandable base. Last episode we designed a solid fuel production facility, and we had a few comments from folks on that video, and so I've made a couple of updates. Just wanted to outline it a little bit. I have added lubricant because the mall also needs lubricant for producing blue belts and bots. So we're now producing lubricant, and let's see, and it seems that I also need to then update this so that we are only cracking if we have too much heavy oil. And I've also added a little bit of light oil cracking, again, because the mall is consuming petroleum gas. It's possible that we're only consuming petroleum gas, and so we need a way to make sure that this doesn't completely back up. Although I don't expect to have extra light oil because I expect we've got plenty of ways to get returned into solid fuel up here. Then the other thing I did was I rearranged the belts. To add red belts. Turns out we're producing enough of this that we need a couple of red belts. I added a balancer, and then I actually split out the full yellow belt of solid fuel that's supposed to go to the steam power plant, and then the rest of it is supposed to go to smelting. So I've divided things up like that. And that's it. Those are the main updates here. I will get these blueprints updated and published with the this episode here. Okay, so what then are we going to talk about in this episode? Well, there went. That was a quick sneak preview, but we're going to talk about the Jumpstart Base here. So this is a single grid segment square that is going to enable us to get all the way up to bots. And so this is designed to cover 30 science per minute, plus do some basic mall stuff. And so I made a new factory plan that has 30 science per minute of these 4 sciences. And then, this is basically, we'll do a little overview here. So all the smelting is happening over here. We've got a couple of lines of iron, 1 line of copper. We're taking some of the iron plates, turning it into steel. And then similarly, we are making stone bricks down here. And then generally speaking, we're sort of splitting all these things and sending a bunch of it up this way for science and a bunch of it down this way for the mall. So let's talk about science first. So this is a little bit of a kind of like a main bus, but this is just splitting off a couple of things. One, so that we can build intermediates, so gears and green circuits. Those are coming over here. I'm grabbing some to stick them in boxes because I'm figuring that we will still need to do some amount of hand crafting. I did install a few blank assemblers here just in case somebody wants to be doing a lazy bastard run. I think I'm not going to worry about that for our run through. I'll still handcraft stuff, but anyway, either way, we may need some of these to do some one-off assembling of stuff. Green science, red science, green science here. We just have 4 assemblers of each. We've got production of belts here. We're saving some of those off as well, so we can start to grab some of those as well. And then just went with 16 labs here. So figuring that for most of the things that we want to research have a research time of 30 seconds. And so if we're doing 30 science per minute, 15 is enough. And I just rounded up to 16 to make a nice round number here. And so red and green science are coming in this way. Blue and black science are coming in this way. Then the main bus takes a turnaround to the right, and we get the black science production here, the military science up here. We are also saving off some walls, red ammo, and grenades for our own personal use. And then finally, the rest of this is blue science. I think the main thing to note here is just for ease, I've got blue science down the middle. I've got engines over this side. I've got red circuits over this side. I did those one-to-one basis. These are not That's not exactly the right ratio, but it makes it easy to build this up when we get to it. And then we've got our oil processing stuff over here, where this is at the stage where we've got advanced oil processing is what we're showing in this blueprint. And so, as usual, we turn some of that into lubricant, primarily for bots in this case. And then we have just enough cracking that this doesn't back up. Most of what we need is petroleum gas up here for explosives and sulfur and plastic. And we are making mines. That's sort of our first defense mechanism. And then there's also a way for us to produce cliff explosives here. Those, as we start building bots, this will be convenient. Before the base gets too big, we want to be able to do cliff explosives just so cliffs don't get in the way. And for the cliff explosives, I decided it was okay to hand feed grenades into here. So those are marked here. So if we want those, we'll just hand feed some grenades into here, and then we will get cliff explosives out. And then what else is there to cover? There's a separate set of intermediates here for the mall. And then this actually looks, this is similar in style to the main mall that we've produced, but we're not producing everything. So in particular, we don't have any red or blue belts in here. We don't have assembly machine 3s. We are producing boilers and steam engines because we're going to be on steam engine, steam power for a little bit. So this is where we'll produce those things. But then otherwise, this is all pretty straightforward. We have some places where we have stuff that needs sticks, stuff that needs copper cables, and stuff that needs pipes. And so those are all set up over here. I have grabbed, in some cases, for some of these red circuit assemblers, I have an extra assembler outputting on this side so that we get some amount of red circuits out here. We're also saving some for our own personal use over here. The red circuits are primarily needed for two things. One are roboports, and the other one are the storage chests that we need for initially populating the base. And then let's see, what else? We're also saving off some engines over here. We got a little bit of basic circuit network so that we try to keep 8 engines in here, and this will be where we can grab 8 engines to make a car, so that will be useful. Otherwise, the engines are coming down here, and we're just sort of doing a little bit of spaghetti to get some of this stuff the other places it needs to go. We're doing a single assembler for electric engines. That in turn is fast enough to feed two assemblers to make flying robot frames. And then we are just making construction bots. We're not going to worry about logistics bots in the Jumpstart base. The whole point is that we want construction bots so that we can begin basically building the main mall and bringing in the basic resources for the mall with the advantage of construction bots. And so the inserter here is just looking, this is going to build until we have 200 construction bots, and then it's going to stop. So that should be enough in the Jumpstart base. Any additional construction bots we'll make over in the regular mall. And then, whoa, that's too much. And then we want to stack up, a stack of bots here so that, because we are going to need to go build outposts, because that is how the main base and the main mall gets its resources in. And so that is basically it. So this is set up. This is running at a full. I have these infinity loaders are just consuming the science as it gets created. But the idea here is we just want to do enough research to unlock basically trains, mines, and construction bots. And if we do that, then we really don't need any more research over here. Now, I have also done this in such a way that we can build this in stages. So in line with our expandable base, the way this is going to work is the first version, and I suppose I should put some power on here so we don't get the blinky blinky. The first version of this uses assembling machine 1s and really just a very basic amount of stuff in the mall here. It just uses half a lane of iron and copper. That is actually enough for us to get started. And we are just producing the gears here and just doing red science. All right, so this is what we'll set this up with the labs at first. The blueprint does include the roboports. I left them in there. They obviously won't get built until we get there. But then the idea is that after this, whoops, oh no, here they are. Then we can, once we've built that, then we'll come back around and we will we'll expand this to do green science as well. So that adds the green science production up here. It adds a second belt or a second smelting area for iron and adds some more stuff in the mall. Once we've got red and green, then all this stuff can be built in the mall once we research the appropriate red and green sciences for this. At this point, the next thing that we're going to do is once we're researching red and green science, we'll unlock assembling machine 2's automation 2. And so we'll come around, we will upgrade all of the assemblers that we have in the base. As we would ordinarily do. Let's just get these all in. Okay, we'll do that. We will also research steel furnaces, which means we can update all of these. You know, we'll go back around, add the additional miners to go with these at that point. Okay, that will be all upgraded. And then once we've got the green science going, we'll research black science. And once we have that, oh, this is not the right one, this one. Then we can layer on the black science. That also adds steel and the stone brick production so that we can make walls. This begins to research these. Once we do this and we get the mines, we'll go for the blue science version. This adds blue science and our various initial chemical processes. We can see we've got basic oil processing to start off the bat here. And then once we've done advanced oil processing and robotics, then we will upgrade this to be the version that includes the bot production. And so that adds all the bot stuff and converts us over to the advanced oil processing. And that is pretty much it. That is how the Jumpstart Base is going to work. It lets us sort of have a clean way of just adding on to this until we can get straight to bots. It's not very big, so we won't do a lot of running around. We won't have to do a lot of planning ahead of time to figure out how this stuff gets built. And it will plug right into our grid system. And that is it. So we are going to publish these blueprints. But ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done with the designs. I am pretty sure we have now done everything at this point. We've got nuclear designs, we've got uranium processing, we've got our train stations, we've got the builder train, we've got mall, modules, labs. We've done all of the sciences, and we did steam power, and now we've done the Jumpstart Base. So we are ready to go. I have some like weird blueprints sitting on the ground here. That's kind of funny. We are ready to go, folks, which means that I think the next episode in this series, we will be starting the playthrough, which is really exciting. This has been a long time coming. I'm really excited to try out all of these blueprints. And let's see how this goes. So I'm excited about that. Pretty big milestone for us today. So thanks for all of you who have been following along so far. And now we get to the fun part. So that will, although we like to say that'll be a problem for future Mystic Fish, I think that's just going to be a lot of fun for future Mystic Fish. So that's what we have for today. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And until then, bye.